Welcome to my statistics students. My name is Dr. Paul Zachlin, and I'm going to try and show you around the Blackboard page and the website for the book, and try to get you comfortable in this introductory video with all the things that you'll be doing this summer as you study statistics. So I'm going to start by logging onto the main Lakeland page and just point out that this BB symbol is your ticket to Blackboard. And most of you already have probably logged on to Blackboard. And when you log into our website for Math 1550, you're going to see this course information page. This is where we start. The course schedule is at the top. You can see me at the bottom. And right now, if you click on course syllabus, so here is our syllabus. You see a course description. Best way to reach me, of course, is email. You see that the textbook we're using is Elementary Statistics, the 12th edition by Mario Triola. There are basically two options for you as far as the textbook goes. See, I will be teaching this course, or I will try to teach this course as much like the in-class version of statistics that I teach as I possibly can. So one option, and maybe the least expensive option, would be to simply buy a hard copy of the textbook. So you can look on Amazon for Elementary Statistics 12th edition, or Chegg, or somewhere else online, and order a book and use it for the duration of the course. We do not sell the book at our bookstore. What instead we sell is an access code for the ebook for $122. But if you're going to do the access code, I can tell you right now, you can go directly to Pearson and you can purchase one for $99.95. You'll just need the access code, which I have right here, Zachlin12249. So if you go again to mystatlab.com, I'll show you in just a second here how to use this access code to get the ebook. So again, either order a hard copy or you can do the ebook, as I'll show you now. So if you're on Blackboard, there's two ways I know to get here. One way is you can just go to any web browser and you can type in www.mystatlab.com, and if you do, it'll take you to the Pearson website. I also, if you click on the web links page at the bottom of the course materials here, this blue button, I also put a link to the textbook website. But once you're on this Pearson website, you will need to register. Unless you've, now some of you students already have an account because you registered for a Pearson product for some other course, and if that's the case, you can just sign in. But let's presume you haven't, and you log in as a student. Okay, and it says I need three things. I need an email address. I know you have that. You need a course ID. The course ID is the number here after. It's Zachlin12249, listed here on your syllabus, and I also have it on our Blackboard page. And the third thing that you need is either an access code or a credit card. The access code is what you could buy for $122 from our bookstore, or you can use your credit card and you'll be charged just under $100. So I need that. I have that. I just copied it. I press Control-C and I'm ready to register. Enter your course ID. Here we go. Continue. I can either sign in, or again, if you have an account already. If you don't, you can create one, and this will work for you. But eventually you will get there. Now, once you have an account to MyStatLab or the Pearson product, the next time you come to this page, you'll just sign in. And so you type in your username and whatever password you created, and you're ready to go. And it'll list the different courses that you have, that you're taking. I'm teaching Math 1550 here, so I'm going to click on the course website, and this is what you see. And so It's funny because this course website has lots of features. Lots of features that you are not required to use for my course. I'm trying to teach this statistics course very much like I teach statistics when I am in the classroom with the students. And you'll see that we're going to have written homework, we're going to have written tests, and in many ways it should look and feel like a statistics class that you might take in a classroom. The only difference is that you're taking it where it's, at your convenience. You can do your work at home or at work or, whatever time you want to. But the feel of the course should be very much the same. The link that you are going to use here most often is this multimedia e-text link. And if I click that, notice that it's broken down by chapter. The Student Solutions Manual is here. The appendices are at the bottom. You can also click on a particular chapter and choose a section, or you can choose the review exercises and their videos. So these are features that you might use. Some of the other features I may show at the end of this introductory video, but I'm going to wait for now. When you log into the text, well, for example, this is what comes up. This is page 43. If I want to see it a little better, I can click on this, fit to the width, and now I can read a little better. This is the opening problem for Chapter 2, the Chapter 2 opener. And each chapter of the book begins with an interesting problem involving data and involving some ideas that we're going to study in the statistics course. We're going to start with Chapter 2 rather than Chapter 1. In my opinion, this is a better way for most students to begin the course, is to begin by taking a look at data. And so we'll study frequency distributions. Here's a distribution of some data about IQ scores of people that have been exposed to different levels of lead. And we'll also study what are called histograms. These are the first two topics I'd like to cover with you. We talked about the textbook, technology that we're going to use, the Blackboard system I'm sure you're familiar with because you are looking at this video. I have other video recordings available. It says that students will use a scanner or camera to send me images of your homework, written homework. I will talk about that in a little bit here. Students may use a TI-83 or 84 calculator for this course. I would like, if you have a calculator, to get in the habit of using it while you do the homework assignments, because you'll be able to use one on your exams if you like. And it is useful. You'll know you have a TI-83 or 84 if it has this stat button. This stat button has a lot of nice features on it that we'll go through as you take the course. We're also going to make use of statistical software in this course. For those of you that have the e-book, if you have the MyStatLab, StatCrunch comes with the book, and maybe I'll show you that really quickly. So StatCrunch, here's an example. You'll notice that it has all of the data sets from your book are already loaded into StatCrunch. The one I'm looking at right now is data set 5, IQ and lead exposure. So there are columns from people in a study. Column 1 shows how much lead exposure the individual had, and you'll notice that a lot of them are listed as 1. Those are low lead exposure, 2 is medium, and 3 is high. And at the bottom here, this is their full IQ score on the right. And so if I want to, for example, there's a lot of things you can do that we'll learn as we go through the course, but if I want to sketch what's called a histogram, which is the kind of graph we're learning about in Chapter 2, I can talk about which column I'm interested in, and so maybe I'm interested in their IQ scores, their full IQ score. And I can also do some grouping, and so I can say I'm going to group by lead, the lead column. And I'm going to compute, and it'll graph 3 different histograms for me. The first here shows the IQ score for people that had low lead exposure. And you'll notice that there's a lot of people in the range from, say, 70 to 110. But if I go to the high lead exposure, you'll notice that all of the individuals are between 75 and 105. And if I had to say where is there a lot, I'd say between 75 and 90. So maybe you can draw some conclusions from that, or maybe not. I mean, these are the kind of questions that we hope you'll be able to answer more easily by the end of the course. So, anyways, that's StatCrunch. It says, note that the use of technology is not a replacement for learning the mathematics in the text. I think that's important to understand. I have the grade breakdown here. You'll notice that 60% of your grade will be determined by 3 exams that you'll take. But to do well in the exams, you really want to work hard on your written homework, and I give 70 points for homework. Homework assignments are posted on Blackboard, and they're due at 11 a.m. on the day indicated on the course schedule. So again, let me show you where to find that. If you click on course information, we've been looking at the syllabus right here. But at the top of the course information button, which is the one on the right, you see the course schedule. And so the course schedule I have here, you get this document if you click on it. And you'll notice that this coming Monday, the 13th, your first homework assignment, homework number 0, is due. There's an initial survey that I'd like you to answer the questions on your own paper, and you're going to then use a camera or scanner to send me the images. Okay. You'll notice that on Wednesday the 15th, I have 3 sections of Chapter 2, each with an assignment. So this first one, 2.2 frequency distributions, I assigned from page 51, problems 1 through 6, 9 to 11, 13, 15, and 27. And so if I were going to work on that, I would go to page 57. So here's Chapter 2. You'll notice I have a couple of tabs open. When I use the ebook, I tend to do this. I'll say, okay, I'll have one tab, page 57, where I want to go right to the assignment. I think it was 51, sorry. So here's the homework problems. I can start with problem 1 and start working these out on my paper. But I'll have another tab open to the answers. You know, here are the Chapter 1 answers. And if you look at the course schedule, what I do is I indicate that the answers are on page 768. So maybe on this tab I'll go to page 768, and that way I can check the answers to the odd problems as I'm working. I'll assign both odd and even problems, and I'll try to communicate to you some feedback about your homework for the even questions for sure, and sometimes for the odd problems. If you have a question you don't understand, and even looking at the back of the book, the answers you don't understand, please put a little question mark in the margin, and I'll be able to look at your homework and maybe give you some feedback that can help. So that can be a useful thing to do. When you are finished writing up your homework and you want to turn it in, let me show you how that works on Blackboard. So if I click on Assignments, you'll notice here's the homework 0 that we're going to work on first. But let's look at Wednesday's homework. So that's under Exam 1 Prep, because the first 3 chapters, chapters 2, 3, and 1, are the chapters that'll be on Exam 1. And so if you click on Homework 2.2 here, it'll take you to this page where you can upload an assignment. You'll notice it says points possible 0. Each homework assignment's worth 2 points, but that's just I tend to give you all the points when you're taking your exam. So anyways, when you want to submit an assignment, what you would do is you would click the Browse My Computer under Attach File, and where you find your image, that depends on you. If you used a scanner or a camera, maybe you'll have it under Pictures. I just have lots of pictures in here. But wherever it is, you're going to then attach it. You can add comments if you need to here, and then press Submit. Okay, I'm going to cancel for now. And when you do that, I will get your homework. And you'll notice that a button over here that says My Grades at the bottom lists the various assignments, and there will be grades and also comments that you can view here as the course progresses. Okay, let me go back to that syllabus. So that's homework. Exams, I mentioned there are 3 exams with exercise similar to those in the book. You need to take those either at our testing center or some other proctored testing center. Some of you know in advance you're not going to be in the Kirtland area for part of the summer, or maybe all of the summer. You can take the exams at another testing center. Sometimes universities or libraries offer that service. But if that's the case, you need to, and some of you have contacted me already, but you need to make arrangements as soon as possible if we're going to. One of the nice things about an online course is that this can work, but it needs to be done soon. You'll notice our first exam is scheduled for Wednesday, June 22nd. We go very quickly first through Chapter 2, Chapter 3, and Chapter 1 to get into the chapters that are more difficult and challenging. You'll notice that I don't assign as many sections, only 1 or 2 per day from there on out. So exam 2 I have scheduled for July 13th. Exam 3 is July 27th. You don't have to take the exam on that particular day. You can take it earlier if you want. Just must be done by that day. We don't have a final exam. Instead of a final exam, I have a final project where you'll use some technology. I already mentioned StatDisk. There are some other options as well. And that's how I'll assess the material you learn in the last couple of chapters. Let me go back to the syllabus again. Oh, for those of you that will use our testing center, you're going to want to know the hours. Notice that on Monday and Tuesday, that's the best we have. The testing center is open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. If you do come on the day of the test, Wednesday, it's only open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. If you want to take it on the weekend, we have 8 till noon on Friday or 10 till 2 on Saturday. You can take it, for example, the Saturday before if you want. I mentioned the project. One other thing we have, and this is new for me, they're called discussion forums. We have a discussion board, which is a feature of Blackboard, that I'd like to make use of this semester. And so what I did is I made it part of the course. There are 80 points of your grade devoted to participation in the discussion board. If you look on the course schedule, you'll notice that there are 5 different discussions. I say they close at midnight on Monday. So basically, you have until Sunday at 11:59 to make posts on our discussion board. But ideally, what you're going to do is, for example, in our first week here, you'll be looking at discussion number 1. And let me show you what that looks like on Blackboard. So if I click on the Discussion Forums tab here, well, first I have an example discussion 0. This one is not graded, but maybe you can take a look at it yourself when you get a chance. But discussion number 1 says, look carefully at the set of histograms below. And then I have a second problem. There's actually 3 problems to comment on in discussion 1. So when you're ready to comment on those, maybe you should write on paper what you want to do first. But when you're ready to post comments, you go here, you click on the discussion 1, and it says post first. So you will create a thread. And what other students can then do is react to what you say about each of the problems. So you'll create the thread, you'll write down whatever you want to say, and that is worth 10 of the 20 points, what you are able to, what you post. You could even post add an attachment if you wanted to scan in your work you did, that's fine. If you want to type it up, there's a little text editor here. You need to have a subject. So anyways, maybe the subject is standard deviation. I think that's what the first problem is really about. You decide. It's your post. And what I will do then is assign a total grade of 20 points. 10 points for what you post on your thread, and 10 points for how you react to other posts. And so ideally, you create your thread sometime during the week, and then as the week progresses and you're working on your homework, maybe you will be able to comment on what other people say. You don't get graded on right or wrong in this discussion forum. That's not the point. This is not a test. Okay? Share your answers and respond in a meaningful way. But again, you're not penalized for being wrong. What you are getting is a participation grade. And this is, hopefully to help us learn from each other. So that's the idea. Any posts you're going to make are going to be due at 11:59 on Sunday evening. Okay, so Monday at midnight, the assignment will close. And then there's keys to success here. Oh, I should mention, a good way to practice for the exams are what are called the quick quizzes and review exercises. Okay, and these are at the end of each chapter. Maybe we can take a look at those. So if I log on to the textbook one more time, and let me go to the end of the chapter. It says end of chapter materials here. This is a good thing for us to look at. So if we click on page 74, I see the chapter quick quiz, and down at the bottom they start the chapter review exercises. And one nice feature of the online textbook is that each one of these chapter review exercises also has a little link. And if you click the link, it'll show a video of a professor. Actually, sometimes they show the author himself, Mario Triola, but of a professor that will be helping you to solve the problem. So all these are worked out for you. It's one of the nice features of the book. Speaking of video, I'd like to direct you to the YouTube videos button I have. Here's our introductory video we're viewing right now, but you'll also notice that I have grouped by exam and then grouped by section various videos, video recordings that I've taken when I've taught the course in the classroom. So if you click on one of these, you'll see a YouTube video, which is basically a lecture I would give before the students try the section 2.2 and 2.3 homework. And when you watch the videos, the great thing is you have fast forward if I'm going too slow. You have, actually in the lower right hand corner of your screen, you can speed up the video to 1.5 or 2 times as fast if you want to do that. You can pause or rewind and go over something more than once. So I think there's some real advantage to having all that video available to you, which makes the online class a great way to learn statistics. That's all for now. I look forward to working with you this summer. If you have any questions, feel free to email, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Thanks. I look forward to the semester with you.